Na kwenye taarifa nyingine ambayo tunaifuatilia kwa sasa ni kwamba Mwanasiasa Maina Njenga anasubiri kufikishwa kizimbani baada ya kuwasilishwa katika mahakama ya Makadara hapa jijini Nairobi. Wakili wake Harun Ndubi ameeleza wasiwasi kuhusu faili ya Njenga kucheleweshwa kufikishwa huko hakimu kwa madai kuwa kulikuwa na hitilafu za kimitambo. Hebu tusikize yanayojiri mahakamani kwa sasa.
Sovereign power of the people of Kenya. Those commissions and independent offices have to promote the democratic values in the society of Kenya. Those commissions are not supposed to be subject to any other agency or authority. So what we are saying is this: contextualize these constitutional values and apply them to these three aspects. Number one, they were arrested on 19th. They are held incommunicado, no communication with family or lawyers or anybody. Nobody knows where they were. They are now being fined to court 1 week later. Even when the High Court gave a habeas corpus orders, they never respected it. These people have a cash bail. The High Court gave them a cash bail of 100,000 shillings. They did not respect that. Your Honor, you took an oath. The oath you took was to protect, promote, and preserve the Constitution. And what we are urging you now is, Councillor has said that when you look at the office of the ODPP as currently constituted, there is a problem because there is an interpretative question whether the office as currently constituted can properly prefer judges against this. Because I know, even in anti-corruption cases, they cannot now file cases against anti-corruption cases because the office is not properly constituted. So we wanted to know, how did they categorize that this one they can proceed and others they cannot proceed? So that is an issue for interpretation of the Constitution. Article 157 of the Constitution, which creates the office of the ODPP. That's what Council raised. Then, as read with Article 248 and 249, there is an issue which is conflicting. Now, the lower court has power, Your Honor. My learned colleague, Mr. Whitty, has misapprehended the Constitution. And with tremendous respect, the lower court has jurisdiction where an issue regarding the interpretation, application, and enforcement of the Constitution has arisen, it refers that matter to the High Court for proper adjudication. So what we are saying is this: now that there is a serious constitutional issue that has arisen, you reject the charges under Section 89(5), as my learned colleague has said, of the CPC, so that you refer this matter to the High Court. You admit the subject persons to bond who are already on bond and the cash paid from the High Court. Then let this serious constitutional question be answered by the High Court. Then we can come back to you and tell you that, Your Honor, the High Court has directed that you can proceed, or that matter is settled. That is one thing that I want the court to appreciate.
You're not even as counsel proceeds. We understand. This is an interjection. I'm allowed to do so. I never
interrupted you. Please. He has no audience, Your Honor. If you say no.
Yes, please.
He has no audience when I'm speaking.
What do you want to say, Mr. Whitty?
My interjection is we understood senior counsel to be responding to our arguments. He can only do so on a point of law and cannot raise a new issue. The issue of sending a reference to the High Court did not arise. How do we get a chance to do that?
Then he misunderstood the application by Ndubi. Ndubi said this is charge sheet.
And number two, Your Honor, Senior, I'm not done. With respect, Senior, you're my friend. Hatujakosana?
No, hatujakosana.
Number two is that you are being told about the issue of an order. You're not being told that any one of us here was served with any order. And the nature of that order. We haven't seen the order.
You have the
and
order.
That has been raised again in response.
There is an order from the High Court.
So we plead that the court takes charge of its proceedings and ensures that the rules of the game are respected.
Since what you're saying,
Your Honor, I've given you a copy of the order, and I've given Mr. Mule a copy of the order. So the High Court admitted through habeas corpus number E4270 of 2023, gave the applicants, the subject cash pay of 100,000 shillings. I've given you a copy. Have you given me a copy? Yes. So that one I wanted to raise it after. But now that in the course of arguments, it is important that you are aware. And we served it to their email address immediately. Yes. Yes. So these subjects are already admitted to 100,000 shillings. So what we are saying is this, Your Honor.
Since from the charge sheet, these are issues we raise when God have seen the amount of application to oppose one of the issues to the list of government. Then I wait.
We wait, yeah, that one. I've not mentioned that. And you can see I'm very organized and systematic. I've not mentioned anything which has not been mentioned by Mure or Wit, because I'm replying. So I know my boundaries. So what I'm saying is this, Your Honor. These constitutional aspirations are not just paper aspirations. They are meant to be enforced. It is the courts which enforce them. And that is the enduring value in our constitutionalism. That's why people respect us, that Kenya is governed by the rule of law. But if police are allowed to just come and arrest you and they plant you with anything, even when you have never smoked in your life, they will say you were found with Msokoto. Then that's a lie. And it must be said, called a lie. And yet we carry Bibles to the church on Saturday and Sunday. So let me concentrate on my reply. So what I'm saying, Your Lordship, is this. If you look at section 134 of the CPC, it is very clear. That's I understood Mr. Ndubi to be saying that when you bring a charge before a trial magistrate, the statement of the charge and the material particulars must be so clear so that the suspect is able to appreciate what charges are being laid against him. Then he is able to understand and prepare. If it's a matter that can take him to the gallows, he appreciates that fact from day one. That is what I understood my learned colleague raised. So
na haya ni masuala ambayo yanaendelea mahakamani, wakati ambapo Maina Njenga akiwa amewasilishwa, mawakili hapo wakiweza kutoa utetezi wao mbele ya hakimu. Bila shaka mwanahabari wetu Gatete Njoroge yuko mahakamani huko Makadara, anafuatilia taarifa hiyo na